Hello students, in this video we are going to learn about the introduction of RTL design process. In our previous video, we have learned about 5 different modules. So far in this course, we have completed 5 chapters and this is the 6th chapter named as RTL design process. So in this unit, we will be learning about certain case studies, and these case studies will be designed by using RTL design. And this RTL is nothing but, so in this unit, we will be knowing much in depth about the RTL. RTL is nothing but the full form is register transfer logic. So this will be coming under one type of modeling of your HDL, which is data flow modeling. So register transfer logic or else data flow modeling means certain data is being flowing. You will be doing certain operations and you will be getting some data, and data will be flowing. So it has to be stored in some register. So I can say transfer of data is happening and that is being done with the help of a register. So it is a type of modeling of your HDL language. So this is nothing but RTL. So we shall start with our unit. So what is this RTL? I told that RTL or register transfer level is nothing but is an abstraction for defining the digital portions of the design. Okay, so I can use this level for designing or defining the digital portions of my design. See, as of now, you may not understand what this term is unless until we see the case study. You will understand at that time what actually is an RTL. Okay, we are going to define as of now. You just make sure that RTL will be used for defining the digital portions of a design. It is a principal abstraction used for defining electronic systems today. Okay, I can use this as an abstraction. Abstract, what actually is an abstract? Whenever we write a papers, we will be having an abstract that is going to give the clear-cut idea of what the paper is all about. So in the same way, this is an abstraction that is used for defining your electronic system. So very big systems will be there, and those systems can be written or it can be informed in a simple way using this RTL level. So it is a principal abstraction used for defining the electronic systems today, and it is often served as the golden model in the design and verification flow. RTL is usually based on synchronous logic. What does it mean? You will be having a clock, and only when the clock changes, your design is going to be implemented. Okay, so now consider that it is having your RTL logic or RTL level will be having 3 primary pieces, namely registers. The name itself says, right? So registers which will be holding state information. See, we are all talking about clocks, present state, next state. Mostly it will be having memories, and everything will be coming under your sequential logic. So you will be having certain states. I'm in present state. When a clock comes, I will be moving to the next state. Okay, so in the same way, this RTL is based on synchronous logic, means certain changes in the clock will trigger the circuit or the operation of the circuit, and it is consisting of 3 primary pieces, namely registers which is holding the state information, combinational logic which defines the next state input, and the clock that is going to control when the state changes. Okay, when my state has to change will be indicated by the clock, and inside that RTL we will be having combinational logic that is going to define the next state. So combinational logic means I will be having certain adders or multipliers or whatever it may be. So that will be doing the combinational function, and it will be giving the output, and that is going to define the next state input. Okay, so now see, the entire unit you will be coming across 3 terms. Okay, what is it is you will be learning about finite state machine, or I can call in this unit specifically you will be coming with high level state machine, controller. Okay, high level state machine, controller, data path, And these three things and the state diagram that you would have already heard in your digital electronics subject. So in this unit in special, you will be learning in depth about controller, data path and high level state machine. We have already covered in our previous video what actually is a high level state machine. So I told that your RTL will be having three pieces, means a controller will be there, okay, or else I can call it as a clock. So I'm saying that it is a controller, and then a register and combinational logic. So we shall move with the controller first. So what is a controller? Controller is a device for controlling certain operation. And for controlling, I will be in need of certain inputs and outputs. So I'm calling that as a control input and output. And these control inputs are nothing but it is a single bit or just a few bits of information that is going to represent any event or a state. Okay, so a controller will be having certain input, which is control inputs, as well as certain control outputs. They are single bit inputs or outputs that will be representing any event or any state. And we'll be having a finite state machine that will be describing the behavior. So inside a controller, we'll be having a finite state machine. As of now, you just assume that it is a finite state machine is there inside your controller that is going to describe the behavior that has been implemented as a state register and a combinational logic. So whatever is done in the combinational logic and the state register will be represented by a FSM, which is finite state machine, and that will be present in the controller. So with the FSM, the controller will work. So this is all about your controller. See, I have drawn a diagram, which is there will be a FSM. It will be having some inputs. Based on the input of the finite state machine, the combinational logic or the logic will be implemented, and the output is nothing but FSM output. And at the same time, there will be certain outputs, and those N1 and N0 are the next state. So your input from the state registers are S1 and S0, which are the previous state. So present state and the next state that will be given or will be stored in the state registers and a clock. The clock is going to trigger the state register. It will give the present state data to the logic, and the FSM is going to implement the function, and the outputs will be taken. And at the same time, the state will be updated to the next state, which is N0 and N1. Okay, you will understand all these things once you learn the case study. So as of now, you just assume that there is a controller and it will be having some control inputs and outputs. Okay, and an FSM will be there inside. It is not high level state machine, it is a finite state machine. And then the next word that we must remember in this unit is a data path. We will be having data input and output, and this is multiple bit which are collectively representing a single entity. So here in data path, we'll be having a multiple bits, not a single bit, mind that. And what are the data path components that we have seen? We have seen so far many data path components, registers, adders, ALUs, comparator, register files, etc. will be there in your data path components. So next thing that you must remember is, we have seen about controller. Okay, it will be having a state register and a combinational logic that will be having a FSM also. And then we have seen about the data path. Data path will be having a register file, ALU, and many other comparators, registers, so on. Now, what actually is a processor? So processor is nothing but it is going to work by combining the controller and the data path components. So controller and the data path components are working together to implement an algorithm or an application or whatever it may be. So that entire thing is called as a processor. See, now I can say, for example, one case study is there. And that particular case study I'm going to call as a processor because it is going to process an information, right? And first thing is we will have to understand what actually is the data path components of that particular processor. And then we have to understand what are the controller elements of that processor. And we have to combine the data path as well as a controller. And that is going to give you the processor, right? So whatever the case study it may be, first you shall start with the data path, do the controller, combine both, and you will be ending with the processor. Okay, so in this unit, the topics that you will be covering is RTL design process. So what are the various processes that I have given in brief in the introduction part. So in depth, I will be teaching you in the next video what actually is an RTL design process. And we have 4 different case studies, and soda vending machine or soda dispenser machine, I can call it, laser based distance measurement, with the help of laser, how I can measure the distance between maybe two cars or distance between both. And the sum of absolute, we will be using a video compression technique as an example of sum of absolute. And next is the FIR filter design. So all these things will be dealt in depth in our upcoming videos. I hope you understood what actually is the unit about. Thank you.